Guys, back again, and I'm back to Matiko's home a bit here to make sure we're going to be getting some of the things to the framework, and we don't have to rush too much of the things before consulting and getting the best entitlement from the parent, so they can just give us more affidavit about, talk about, or they're going to be telling us more about how it's going to be coming, because things have been A, B, C, D. And the good fact is that everything was sorted out in terms of the litigation, and they have talked about everybody should get his or her own share, which was bringing much of the problems to the ecosystem of the society, whereby we can talk about yesterday. You saw they were coming here and forcing to talk about why are you doing this kind of the things to our land. And to the real fact is the cheaper lands that they're going to be getting here, again, they're going to be using it against them. Then they talk about, oh, you are poor people, that's why you sold this kind of the lands. We don't want to reach at that kind of the section. Back to the entitlement, and the entire system should understand we don't have any grudge with anyone. This is a fully video. That's why I always reach here. I've got the mom, she's here. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you very much. Hello, beautiful folks, wherever you are and the internet. Welcome back. Back again to the root of today. Today we are on one with the Matiko's home coverage that we're going to be synthesizing and also burating to understand what will be popping out at this kind of the time. And we grant the peace and also harmony as going to be prevailing to the village as we make it happen. As far as we're going to be starting this kind of the video, I appreciate much of the people tuned in and also locked in as we're going to be accompanying ourselves and to checking this kind of the video, how it's going to be coming, at which kind of the effect are going to be doing an impact to the society, because everything has its own time because of today. Here we have the Baba to Matiko. Hello. Chonjo mzee. Mambo iko sawa?
Sawa.
So he's doing something called weaving. This is like weaving for a traditional way, which is weaving, and you're gonna be using this kind of the strings of the sisal to make something called the ropes. And here we have some goats and we have some cows. If you understand this kind of the technique, you cannot go further to buy some of the ropes. We have to venture ourselves, and this is one of the things that you can see. They have a panga down and also a chopped stick, which they have to align themselves and pull, and it brings this kind of the strings out as going to be so effective here. So here we call it a magongwe, and this is the sisal, and it was used in various things in terms of textile industry to make sure that everything going to be coming out like clothing, like shoes, and much more in terms of wearing. So you can see, so in the tradition, because we don't have the textile industries or the talk about a home textile industry, we have to use them, and we have to sun dry if you want to preserve them for further use, and they can just work so smoothly. Also, it was used in the traditional dances, including the cultural dances, and which is a tribal dances. Much of the people are using this kind of the strings. You have to round them out, and they were doing the same, and this kind of the process is like weaving, and you have to pull it out and make sure that you're going to be making sure that everything is coming out. This were making a very good clothing. You make them in a huge number and place them together, then tie a string at the top and at the middle, then you can wear it as a dress, and that is how it was used in the tradition. Number two, don't play with this kind of the stuffs that are remaining here. They have toxic or acidic substances that can make you to be itching each and every kind of the time, and you'll itch the whole body because they're not good in terms of the health purposes of the life. So this is the work. Whenever he weaves and he can just make 2 to 3 ropes, he can get a small wage or a small living, like a small money to keep him running. Like the way he is, he cannot go and talk about, oh Gintu, I need you to buy this, I need you to do this. He can just sort himself out. Mr. Watifo. He's called Mr. Watifo. Very meticulous. The work continues as normal. So back to the same area. I have Matiko is here laughing, and Mr. Watifo. Exactly. How are you?
I am fine.
Everything is nice?
Yes.
I see everything is very fantastic. Today you are a green man, and today you're representing the environment. And for the people who knows the green is environment. Exactly. Matiko kuna namna gani ba? Kila kitu iko chonjo?
Kila kitu iko chonjo.
Kitu yote iko na maneno mingi mbili, 3, 4, 5.
Hakuna.
Kila kitu iko sawa. So mama, uko chonjo? Acha nisikie kama anajuanga salamu. Salamu alaikum. Amaleko ya Muislam. Exactly. That's very meticulous. How are you? Everything is so nice?
Yes.
I see you are cooking.
Yes.
Inside there, or you are cooking inside there. So the food is fooding.
I'm cooking beans.
Oh, you're cooking beans.
Yes.
So this you have harvested.
Yes.
Oh, she has harvested some beans from some farms here, and which is the best way for us to embrace. Whenever I see them doing meticulous, and like this kind of the time, every time I always come here. It's only today I was not having any kind of the job at my home, and because of the weekend and up to Monday, I should just orient Matiko. We are going to be getting back to the job and analyzing much of the things. Good, mambo vipi? And shida yote uko nayo sema. Hauna shida? Any problem? No problem. Exactly. So any problem, ma'am? Hakuna shida. Everything is so good. Hakuna mtu ameanza kusumbua. So nobody is now bringing some of a mayhem or traumatizations into the village, and everything is just working. So kila mtu amekubaliana na hali yake. Kila kitu iko sawa. So nobody is going to be bringing some ABCD. Everybody has got to the terms and terminologies. Like I said about something called injunction was agreed to the police officers, and they talked about there's nobody who will come to obligate any kind of the justice to Matiko's home and also do anything which is not relevant to this kind of the position. Back to the spot again. Nilikuwa nimeonyesha nyumba. Guys, we had some of the houses that today I've just come to show them, that we're gonna be getting them to the ground, because we want them, everybody, to understand which kind of the house will just benefit you. And at this kind of the time, we have agreed the mother needs a different style of a house, and also Matiko needs a different style of a house, because everybody has his own eyesight, and everybody, you understand the age, and also you understand the way we grow up. Not everything that I can see, I can talk about it's beautiful. There's somebody talk about, oh, this kind of the thing looks beautiful, somebody can hate it. That is how the life is. And I came to understand, because everything should be coming to the parents, because we want to be making them to have a different life. Because even right now, you see Matiko is now standing a bit, and some people right now they talk about, oh, Matiko is staggering. It's a little bit of how you make them to move, and how you put them at this kind of the time, so as you can just move closer and getting forward. So nimeona ukilisha ng'ombe hapa, ni za nani? Oh, Nizaboke. So I saw here some of the cows. I thought about they have returned them again. And I was about to understand, oh, how is everything popping out here? There are some of the cows here I talk about are for Boke, the sister to Matiko here. And they're going to be feeding them a bit to make sure that everything is so fantastic here. So that is how we always talk about. We have to go forward and make it happen. So at this kind of the time, I'm going to be talking about, already we have found the road, and also we have agreed with the people who are going to be supplying the materials to the site, and also they have accepted, so as we can just pass the materials through this kind of the trees, as we ever embraced that kind of the terminology from that a portfolio of the last video, how we came out and talked about it. So at the moment, we have to understand how things are going to be coming. Already now, we are now looking forward to understand we're going to be having storing this kind of the materials, like talk about the material site, as we're going to be looking for a better material site at this kind of the compound, where we shall not be having any kind of the tremedious things coming from different positions. Somebody can talk about, oh, Gintu, you understand, oh, I don't want this kind of the materials at this kind of the set, at this kind of the rate. We have to understand how we're going to be making it coming out here. So again, I'm going to be having some of the observatives that I was ever thinking at this kind of the time, because we have much of the things coming out closer and closer and closer each kind of the time, as we're going to be checking how the father is just dealing with this kind of the traditional way of textile. This is called like a textile industry in a small range, as you can see it from here. Okay, Assalamu alaikum Boke. Inshallah. So everything's so fantastic here, as you can see how the father is dealing with that more meticulous. So guys, I wanted to have this kind of a concession, and I want everybody to understand how it comes. I said this kind of the time, we don't need anybody to talk about how it's gonna be, or this is how it is at this kind of the rate. And to the real fact of the moment, my concern is to apologize to the people who think about maybe you have obsessed them, or we have done anything which is not good to them. We talk about that is the nature, and whenever we're going to be accepting the changes, that's how the nature also accept us to live and to this kind of the village. I understand you have seen so many intimidations talking about Gintu going to be arrested, which is the way of the other party. They're talking about that because we have to accept each other. If you accept and you move on and talk about, yes, I've accepted, Gintu has taken over, let us move on and look for another chapter as you're going to be doing with it. That is the best way for us to move and also embrace ourselves getting forward. So back to the street here. Today is in the weekend, and on Monday I was told I'm going to be getting back so I can just be given the report with the DCI, because how the things are moving is like they are embracing and they are just forcing for this kind of the criminal investigation officers to come and talk about Gintu is guilty. I said this kind of the time, nothing, even if you're going to be having money at which kind of the rate, you're going to be having whatever you have at which kind of the rate, everything has to come out every way we go. So Matiko, nilikuwa nataka nikuulize kitu fulani. Sahi umeanza kureduce ama maneno iko vile vile? At least sahi.
At least sahi.
So sahi at least una so I'm asking about you understand, people think about still Matiko is drinking, and we are trying, even I'm giving him some jobs, and even this is the time of lunchtime. He's at home to eat. Make sure that you eat. Even when my father was ever taking liquor, I understand, which is a nature, and you can never change their nature, because that's what they were even doing for their for their childhood, and also unto their own youngness. That's what they were doing. My father once told me about if you are satisfied in the morning, talk about maybe you have drunk tea or you have drinking tea, you have taken tea, talk about the luncheon, we hakikisha kwamba umekula vizuri. Even ndo mzee aliniambianga. That's how my father told me. Even if you're gonna be taking whatever you want to do, angalia watu wengi vile wanafanyanga. Angalia hata kama ni mzee ama nani. Angalia watu wengi hata kama ana consume, even if they consume, they eat well. Ukikula vizuri, hata uende ufanye hata ukunywe namna gani, it will never affect you anymore. That is it. And that's what my father told me. Not like we shall not drink, we shall not do anything, but what we understand is as far as you eat and you be satisfied, everything will just be good. And we are not talking about kuna mtu ndani. We shall not be at that kind of the rate of talking about we should tell somebody. The only thing is to embrace for them to minimize the consumption of the liquor. But what is there is eat well and everything will move circumferentially very nice, or cardiophagistically very nice. That's what the report is going to be coming out. And we are not here to discriminate, because there's a day I saw this kind of the young boy here coming and also getting some liquor from the mom here and pouring it down. What I'm going to be saying is, number one, that work is not done with the YouTubers. That work is done with the officials like the chief and the police officers who are selected to do that kind of the raiding and to people's homes, and they intervene and talk about how it's going to be coming. And also cute, So at this kind of the fact, I want to be talking about this kind of the advantage and say, you understand everybody has his own advantage of understanding what you're going to be doing at this rate and what are you going to be doing at which kind of the time. Number one, I said in the tradition, most of the people in the recent time, in the ancient time, they were using this kind of the liquor, and it was not harmful to their health. It's only embracing giving them food. If we supply Matiko home with the food, that is the only thing that will give us a biggest movement, talking about he will be satisfied in terms of the stomach. When you are coming to pour down the liquor and talk about this is the liquor that is Matiko is taking, and you are pouring it down, it seems like this kind of the people have ventured into business. Why can't you look for another business you could do for them, apart from talking about you're going to be getting that kind of the liquor down, which is getting them to somebody bought it so you can just sell it at that kind of the rate. I not second such kind of the things, because you should embrace them to leave it slowly, not pouring it down. You are now interfering with this kind of the people, because they depend on that for their survival. If you have not yet given them something for them to talk about, this is something that you're going to be replacing this liquor, and so as you cannot sell this kind of the liquor, and you have not provided something better for them to do so they cannot sell liquor, you are doing nothing. You are now pouring their business down, and there's nothing you have embraced them to do. Nothing can just go on. At that kind of the rate, I say, we have to look keenly for what we're going to be doing at which kind of the moment here. Number two, as far as you have come with a best a plan for the house, and also everybody has to select which kind of the house is best. Talk about the mother selected the best house, which is getting a little bit stretched, and it has a parlor, or you can just call it a veranda on in front, which is the best for their own way of understanding how it's going to be coming, which is the good thing. And also Matiko has selected the best that he can see. It's the best for him to work with that kind of the plan, how it comes. It's only this kind of the week, as we're going to be coming on Monday, and we're going to be starting a new platform of now the materials coming to the site. As far as everything is in concern, we have already talked to the people relevant for the plots, because we don't have a road, or we don't have a main area that you can just get the materials apart from using other people's properties to get our materials onto the site. That's what I can just speak at this kind of the rate, and also get them getting forward here. So what also I want to be saying is I don't have any kind of the hate with anybody, or talking about how it's going to be. It's only on Monday I've just heard about going to be getting the report, because how they reported and talked about Gintu is now following them from one position to another, which is I'm going to be warning this kind of the people once and for all, because let us not get to that kind of enrichment before we get everybody getting to his own terminology. I'm going to be warning this way. If you think about you're going to be getting Gintu to the maybe you're talking about the litigation progress or whatever else, it's only like they don't understand. There's no day a person from anywhere can come without investigation and come and talk about going to be arrested. You know, we were intimidated with such kind of the slogan in those kind of the time, because there's a time they came to my home, they bring much of the mayhem. The father was there rowing at my own home and thinking about it will just repeat itself. And it's just a warning, because even them, they don't know who I am. And it's just a short period I saw they're talking about, this guy is so sick. The sickness is always available. And what I'm going to be talking about is let them don't think about they're going to be trespassing at my own way of thinking about anything can just happen to Gintu. The only thing they think about going to be happening to Gintu, it might fall onto their own, because here we trust God and we know what we're going to be doing. There's nothing wrong we are doing here, and that is the best way we're going to be doing to make sure that everything is getting forward. Sanane. So you're gonna be weaving some talk about some ropes here, as we're gonna be buying, so you can just promote him. What I understand is promoting. And today also I recognize the presence. Matiko is looking at me very good, and maybe you wanna be unataka kusema kitu. Any problem? No problem. Everything is nice. So nowadays he's working, and right now the pocket can be good. If it could be the other way, you can talk about, oh, Matiko is saying, oh, I'm broke, or a little bit give me something so I can just upkeep ABCD. But the good thing is he's doing the job. It's only today we have not got to the job, because I took him to make sure we're going to be doing this kind of the job. I always get him here, and I always get him back to the position, talk about back to the sender whenever it comes to taking him to the job. So the best way we have to go forward here. So as the food going to be cooking here, we're going to be getting the mom, so you can just say something, as you're going to be now understanding what we're going to be popping out from this kind of the caliber, as we are waiting for the DCI to reply, and also talk about what we're going to be popping out from each and every kind of the session, because I understand it's not the first time I'm taken to this kind of the DCI. It's not the first time they're checking me. They're even wondering what is wrong with this kind of the people, because everybody from anywhere, and also the police. Let me tell you a short story here. When Matiko mom went to the police station to put injunction to this kind of the people, so they cannot protrude to this kind of their own zone, the police officers asked about, we have so many cases in Nyabuhanse, including the DCI in Zirari. They have so many cases that are reflecting to the same scenario he is talking about, and every kind of the scenario is brought with the same family. You understand, even when I went there, they were just wondering, oh, Gintu, you are the one again. What is happening? What's wrong with this kind of the family? I asked about what are they looking for? Why are you not giving them what they need? I talked about they need my attention, and they need my dignity, and they want to backveil us and talk about this is how it's going to be. The good fact is they understand, like this is the only people who are always complaining of other people. Yet Gintu has never gone to complain about, oh, this kind of the people are A, B, C, D. It's only them. What is wrong with them? And to the real fact, they are thinking about they're going to be taking over the village, yet they're immigrants to this kind of the society. You know, still we are wondering, how is it possible a person is an immigrant, has been welcomed to the society, but they want to talk about we want to be owning this kind of the society, which is a traumatizing agent. When I heard about he owned Matiko's home, he owned all the Matiko's family, and he was the only person who could come and intervene, which was a bit crazy and stupid from the hearing. But when we came to the conscience, it's only like the benefit of the other people. Talk about man eat man society. That's what it was embraced, because for them to take me to the criminal investigation office, it seems like they wanted Gintu to be removed with the officials. And I was wondering, so when Gintu could be removed, talk about, okay, the official talk about Gintu are not allowed at this kind of the time, including they went and also reported the woman who was to support who was supporting this kind of the family of Matiko, talking about is a person from outside Gintu had called, and it's Gintu who looked for her so she can just use Gintu as Gintu's benefit from that kind of the way I'm coming here, and so as you can just integrally condemn or memorize or bring much of the havoc and to the fraternity, because that is what the report was saying. But when you come direct to the pinpointment, because I told them, go to the ground and investigate and get to know which kind of the party is there. I saw so many people commenting and talking about, oh, Gintu, you saw the guy is now sick, ABCD. He was even being watered much of the water because it's so crazy, because he was ever loitering around. Like this kind of the time, it could be like the third time he's coming here to check, oh, have you cooked? Oh, I left some of the job to go on ABCD. It could be memorized and so many provocation that was coming here. So we have taken over this kind of the responsibility, as you heard from the entire video how it was coming from, talking about some of the issues that have made it to come out the way it is, because somebody cannot give you and take it from you, which is give you and again succumb from you, which is becoming something like crazy, which is like we are being scammed each kind of the time. At this kind of the point right now, Matiko's family and also the dancing mom, I don't think if they're gonna be getting together in a closest mind, because everything was just taken from Matiko's home to the dancing mom, which is creating some of the hate between the family. People talk about the neighbors, and you understand this kind of the people that are the same family. And when you try to bring such kind of the havoc from this family to another family, look at what happened to Murimi. And that is the fact. And when you can just synthesize, now Murimi cannot go to any kind of the home. He cannot go to the fathers to talk about the brothers to his father. He cannot go to any kind of the home because of what? He has been used like the way they wanted to use this kind of the home. They cannot understand each other. Right now, Godi cannot come from here and go to the dancing mom. He cannot. Why? It's because, again, yesterday I saw another stupid thing that was occurring in a way, like the villagers who are working at the dancing mom. They have been told they should not associate themselves with Matiko. And whenever they meet with Matiko, they distance him, and which is the stupidical thing ever possible. If you are a real human being and you understand your own way and your common obrangata, your own cerebellum and hypothalamus are working at a conjunction, at a parallel line. You cannot talk about, I'm not understanding from Matiko's father and me, we are not in good terms. So it goes direct to Matiko, because now Matiko should hate me because the father has talked about I don't understand them, which is what is falling to this kind of the fraternity. Let me say this. When I came here to check on what is really happening, and we came observing, and we came from the shopping with Matiko and the father. We met with the congrats dad at the Farah Point coming, but he never came inside. And after that, he was told with the son, go and intervene. And now you are creating some stupid evokement from one person to another. You are now extending your stupidity. From you yourself, you are stupid, extending your stupidity to another person. Now you are taking the father and engaging the father into this kind of the scenario, talking about I've been chased out from Matiko's home, what was there which was you are benefiting mostly from such kind of the ecosystem, which is getting us to be in a default format, and we're going to be getting to a default way, and we start it again. Because I told Matiko's family they should go to a factory resetting, and they should understand themselves and understand like they are starting it again. And I saw they were talking about, oh, you understand, it's because I'm constructing a house to the dancing mom. One thing I want to be saying, not this kind of the fingers are not the same, including the legs, including whatever. Even whenever you are born, all of you, you will never be the same. Number one, when the dancing mom had this kind of the project, maybe she got a project because God said, this kind of the mom, she has been struggling, and I know her. She has even been buying and even coming to my own site of the fish farm, and she could come and talk about Gintu, please give me, I'll pay in an installment, or I'll pay in. She was coming even to borrow some of the fish from me. I know her than what much of the people know. And what I understand is she has been struggling for that, including her daughter. Even I don't know if this kind of the boy knows that. Her daughter was married to my home. That is the fact, because Matiko no kwenda manuo si msichana wake aliolewa nyumbani. The son to the daughter, she was called Dada, Yaya. She was called Yaya. She was married to my brother's home, and then the dancing mom came and talked about my daughter has been married here 2 days only. She came for the dowry. 2 days. She came for the dowry, and she said, I don't want any kind of a cow. I want this kind of the dairy farming cows. That's what I need. So don't think about people going to be A, B, C, D. Everybody understands each other, and we know each and every kind of the possibility that you have to understand. So the little fact they're going to be speaking is let us understand ourselves and leave this kind of the havoc. Understand it. It has happened. And I live like, oh, you understand, maybe Gintu. Whenever everybody sees Gintu, they know like, oh, it might be maybe a causative agent, or it might be something else. And what I'm going to be talking is Gintu doesn't have any kind of the poshquams or inquams, or we can talk about the crinking crankums of the village. And somebody can come out and talk about Gintu is this bad or Gintu is that one. Whoever thinks about Gintu is that way, maybe you are obsessed with this kind of the family. You don't understand the real hate, because they hate Gintu, and I don't have any kind of the hate with anybody, because they will show you direct how it is. Why can't somebody come on the face and talk about Gintu? I want to do this, this, and that, and this. And somebody's talking about, I want to be dealing with you with the litigation progress. I want to be bringing some of the police. And that's why I said some of the police officers understand, and they know. Like they might be used in which kind of the rate, and this kind of the case can go at which kind of the rate. We have to come out critically and understand when a person comes to intervene. When I went to the DCI, and they had left, even including, they had left, they had given the DCI the pictures and the videos of Matiko. And they were talking about this is the family I am helping, including the sister, including the children who are there, including the mothers, including the fathers. And I got a video there, and even they were mentioning, who is this person you called? Is this the mother? Who is this? They were even showing me the video. And I was about, even the DCI, they have a video already. Because they think, this kind of the family thinks about, they're making everything, including they went, and even I've never talked to the mom, because we have to understand each other. When I went to the DCI talked about this kind of the people are selling liquor, and at that rate, the boy talked about is the one who changed them from such kind of the liquor, and he's the one who is changing the village from taking liquor. And when we go direct to the spot and understand and come to the real vibe, because when they want to be speaking, we'll think about their right. When Gintu will speak, you'll understand Gintu is right again. So who is right at this kind of the point? So again, we should not go, even if somebody has denied you, don't go in front and talk about, oh, this kind of the people are doing this, because they have not, they are undermining your own things that you think about you're going to be doing. And everybody was obsessed with that. So when I'm going to be getting to the mom here, because they're going to be withdrawing some of the water from this kind of the hole, the borehole here, and they're talking about it has a lot of water at this kind of the moment here. I think we're going to be also constructing this kind of the bowl because it was left vacant, and for the security purposes also it's not nice, as you can see they are doing here. So I think we're never going to be starting the construction. It will be part of the framework to make sure that everything going to be changed, because I see it's very clean water and very fantastic here, and that is the best way we're going to be understanding how the things going to be popping out here. So at this kind of the 29th minute I'm going to be speaking about I've seen a lot of changes as I'm going to be coming, and I'm going to be seeing how the things are going to be changing, and I'm going to be having an open space for the people who think about if the construction going to be starting. Again, it will just be A, B, C, D. What I'm going to be talking about is we have to understand, like whenever the construction going to be starting, the people going to be giving the work so they can just chop in and also do whoever want to be talking about. I want to be taking the tend of cooking A, B, C, D. They will just take that kind of the position and deal with it perpendicularly per unit time, which is prepertinently at that kind of the rate. Sasa mama, wakati nilikuwa sasa nataka kumalizia, nilikuwa nataka nikuulize kwamba sasa we saa hii kuona kwako unaona Matiko at least kidogo 2-3 ako afadhali. So he has changed. So hata saa hii ungempata nyumbani. At this time you cannot get Matiko at home, which is he is now changing, and at that rate we talk about we are changing the lives as we are changing everything to come out. And I like whenever they are ever together, and you can see them, they are together here, so they can just discuss and talk about what are we going to be changing at which rate. And talk about, thank you very much for the people tuned and locked in as we say, God bless you. Asante sana kwa siku ya leo. Sema bye.
Bye.
Asante sana. So we're going to be saying bye to each and every other person. We're going to be talking about tomorrow is another day we're going to be checking. Tomorrow is on Sunday. For the people who are just Sabbath day, welcome, and a good Sabbath day to you. And also for the people who are Christian, good Sunday to you. As we're going to be coming as Christians, God bless you. Asante sana. Kesho ni siku nyingine. Si ndio? Asante sana. Matiko, mambo iko sawa?
Sawa.
Amuru kuna nataka useme kitu fulani. She told you she's no, alikuambia yeye ni sister yako. Eh? Yeah, she said she is your sister now, and whatever problem you have, you should tell me. Some of the problems cannot be spoken onto the camera. It's only a way of understanding. Like we can put them in another scenario. We can put them behind the camera or something else. Eh? Kwa hivyo vitu zingine utaniambia tu kama siko camera, si ndio? Yeah, I understand that, because I'm not a person of broadcasting everything to the camera and talking about, oh, maybe Matiko talking about you want to be doing ABCD. I should not talk about, oh, Matiko is, Matiko is asking for this and that and this. No, some of the things we should do them, because Matiko now is accepted as a family, and right now, so unajua alikuambia namna gani? Sasa wewe si ni ndugu. Yeah, sasa usiogope, don't fear. Wewe kitu yote unajisikia useme, eh? Hiyo ndio privilege nimekupatia. So mimi sina condition, no conditions like, oh, you should buy me some soda, you should buy me whatever so as I can broadcast you. No. I always, whenever somebody has talked about that is how it is, that is how it is. And I talk about that as a fact, because mimi nimekupatia hiyo privilege, eh? Wewe kitu yoyote, anything you feel, any, yani kitu yoyote unajisikia, you can just tell me, eh? And everything will just be okay. And your privacy is privated. Yani siri zako zimetunzika. Sawa sawa? I'm not a person to expose some people, or I'm not a person to get some other things that are not relevant to outside, so that just the world can recognize that, oh, Matiko ABCD, maybe Matiko is cucumberizing ABCD. No, I don't have that. And I don't have that kind of the tendency. Whenever I go to a home, then I start looking at, oh, this home has this kind of the lady, or this home has this kind of the wife, or this kind of the wife looks so nice, looks so beautiful. I'm not in such kind of a way. And I don't have that trend unto my own dignity, because I was not reasoned, or I was not raised in such kind of the manner. Sasa, usiwahi ogopa. Wewe kama ni kuoa, wewe leta bibi bwana. Mimi siko hapa nitakuja kuangalia will people and Matiko's wife and talk about now Matiko's wife is looking so nice, I'm gonna be now taking no, I don't have that. And that one I leave it whenever I open oh no nie ata Boki is talking about again, whenever Matiko gonna be marrying, I come and again I frame her. I talk about, yeah, this is the camera, guys. This is Matiko's wife. She looks good. Matiko is ABCD. You understand? Matiko was being disgraced. Talking about Matiko is beating the wife. Matiko is doing ABCD. So, niko na swali moja. Ama nitakuuliza behind the camera.
Niulize. Uliza.
Mtoto ni wa nani?
Huyu. Mgani?
Yule.
Si yako alisema ni wa kwangu. Sijui kama ni ukweli.
Guys, we are asking, you know, Matiko's wife was taken. Na muliachana kabisa. Totally. So Matiko is no longer having that kind of hakuna hata siku kabisa usaifikiria kwamba leo lakini wewe mwanamke alikuwa tofauti.
Tro.
So wewe yaliisha hivyo.
Yaliisha hivyo.
Na umtaki. So you're going to be looking for another wife, Unataka wewe mwingine. Exactly. So guys, Matiko is talking about sasa huyu mtoto umesema ni wapi?
Mimi sijui kama ni ukweli.
So Matiko is not even aware like the lady that she was taken from here. You know, she has delivered. Now she is breastfeeding, and Matiko is talking about he doesn't know whose child is that. But guys, it's not fair when I can say to the real fact. It's not fair when you are married, then somebody comes and takes over and talk about. Na hizi ndo nilikuwa nakuulizia. Hizi ni za Madam Boki. Pass. Boki. Boki has some of the cows here, very meticulous. They're gonna be grazing here. And what I was talking about is it's not fair when person can come to your own life and start looking at what this kind of the things you're gonna be doing. Like, oh, I should come and spot this kind of the lady. She's looking meticulous. She's looking so awesome. I'm gonna be picking this kind of the lady, or ABCD. Which is so narcotic. And when you can come to the realization on how this kind of the ladies, what they were taken to Sirari to do. Sasa acha nikuulize. Wakati alichukua bibi alikwambia, na bibi alikwambia yeye ni nini kimefanyika na mbona?
Kila alikuja hapa akachukua kila kitu. Kampeleka kaleta tuk maka hapo. Kaweka kila kitu.
Oh. So you rectified her. So you understand sometimes you have a wife. We have domestic violence, which is always there. And what I can say, sometimes we have some of talk about some wazungus from somewhere. You know, Africa, if you ask Mama Matiko and Baba Matiko here, they have lived for so long years. Onemekerenga ukura wa titere. Omotangi moka gay boy. Like? Omotangi moka 79. So if the firstborn is 79 born, talk about 1979, it means like they got married themselves until like 1975, if there's a period of time of looking forward. So at that rate, you can understand, if you ask at how many times have they found themselves agreeing and disagreeing on themselves? A bit crazy. But when somebody is coming with this kind of the digitalization, we understand sometimes digital things can bring some of the havoc. That's the real fact. So this kind of the digital things, like the platform, somebody exposing you to the cameras, talking about ABCD, a bit traumatizing. It might cause some of the havoc, some of the chaotics, which is not fair. And if Matiko got himself into that position and talked about the wife is not responding, maybe the wife has been mistreating or the wife has been taken ABCD, then you come and talk about the sponsors have said, you take in which rule and whose rule are you just using? Which is even the people who are just using us and people who are thinking about they're going to be changing other people's life, a bit crazy. And to that, I can say, we have to change into that and we have to look forward and understand. So I give this kind of the opportunity to talk about Matiko gonna be bringing the wife and we're gonna be subjecting ourselves, and I think I'll be so best. Nadhani mimi ndo nitakupereka.
Kento kama kiyo tangu.
Wewe tupatie date. Guys, Matiko gonna be giving me the date so you can just program, so you can just go and see the wife. We're gonna be bringing here the wife, and the wife will be there when we're gonna be constructing. They say, you know, I'm leaving Matiko because we looked for this kind of the things together. We hustled with Matiko. We understand it from there. That will be the best way for us to talk about. Oh, you know, we hustled with Matiko ABCD. That is the best way for us to go. Sasa mambo iko sawa. Utanipatia data, si ndio?
Sawa.
Exactly. Guys, we're going to be looking for a wife. And I'm a good transporter. Si unajuanga? Mimi na lakini sikuwa ya kuiba. Sikuwa ya kuiba, eh? Yeah, you understand, here we have come we stay. And if you have come we stay, it is a bit a problem because we might be searched outside here and talk about, there's a girl has been stolen somewhere, ABC. No, I want a legal way. We have to go to the parents and talk about, I want to take this lady, and the parents accept or they deny, we come back because we will not be chased. In Africa, we are not chased. It's only in some of the tribes. They are so brutal. You have to go with the cows as you take the lady. But right now here, cows comes after you have pregnated, and they see, the family see you are pregnant and you can bear children. That's the time you can be given cows. If not that way, no. You cannot be given anything because we have to understand how it comes. Very meticulous. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. Back to you as we're going to be making things have clear and how they're going to be coming out very fantastic as we make things to come out as a change. Mambo fit, yeah? Exactly. That's the best way as we're going to say thank you.
Thank you.
Exactly. That's the best way. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Back to you in the studio. Coming to you from the G Castle. Guys, as I'm just leaving the position here and I'm getting to my fish ponds, I'm going to be saying, like, we have got a little bit of a problem here to the village. Number one, we have got much of the restrictions about the boundaries. And you understand, you directly, like a person has gone to the police station, is talking about Gintu should not pass through certain a passway. And you understand, you bought that kind of the land while that kind of the passway was there. And because Gintu is passing through there, you're talking about, oh, Gintu is trespassing to my land. Some people think about the only people who are owning some of the lands here. And which is a little bit of a failure whenever it comes to the ecosystem. But the little fact that we have to understand is, number one, what are we going to be doing, at which rate, and how are we going to be having that kind of the program getting forward? And who is to intrude and who has intruded at your own space? But it will be so stupid also when a person is talking about going to be accusing you of, there's a day I went to, Matiko went to show us which kind of the land he sold to this kind of the demagogues, so as we can understand, is it real? Is it worth at that rate? Is it worth at that money? Then the demagogues came out and talked about, oh, you know, I'm gonna be suing Gintu because he filmed my own land. Very stupid things. I'm not intimidated with small things like that. And it's better you come out clear and come and face. If you are a man enough, why can't you come and talk about, I want to talk to you, Gintu, and this is how you think about Gintu cannot be understanding? I am the best understanding person if it comes to the clear and the clarity of the day. And I can listen to even a small ant, even a safari ant, I can listen to it. And I can absolutely know what to come out with and how I'm going to be coming out to entail it. But don't think about, oh, you understand, guys, when we come to such kind of the way, I've seen so many YouTubers are coming to Gintu for shoutouts. Number one, we have ever seen it. They trust even to come to Gintu, even if we're going to be having a smaller number. But we will be in a good position to do what? They will be in a good position to get people who are understanding. Than getting to this kind of the places talking about, oh, you're going to be getting a shout-out of a day, then you boom once, pop. At long last, you'll come outside and cry. Which is the direct way of understanding one thing. Number one, you have seen so many YouTubers right now, they're talking about, oh, we have been told we should not give out some shout outs, or we are told we belong to a same, this kind of the group, ABCD. Do you think about you will stay to that position for how long? And for how long are you going to be into that position since you will not be terminated? How are you going to be respondent into that? Talk about maybe the platform has gone miserably. You think right now you might be hitting, but you don't know tomorrow. You don't know next year. You might be another level. But we have some people who are thinking about, oh, I've gone to this kind of, we have so many numbers. I've gone to this kind of the person to give me a shout out. Oh, we were told no. And whenever somebody meets at you, yesterday I met with one lady called Dorina Elisha. I was getting the materials to Ernesto's site. Then when she was recording, she thought about the materials because they were going down to getting the pathway to Amarwa. They're thinking about at Ankomos there. They are thinking about these materials belongs to them. But when I was behind the camera, she was filming, and when she captured at me, she had to turn the camera. Why? Because I possess and I have the best way of understanding. They should know the capability of understanding each other. I'm not there to embrace like, oh, you know, we have to be A, B, C, D. I'm not into that. And should understand and pose that. And that is my dignity. We have to get it. Somebody sees you, they know this person is related to this. Can you do the necessary at that point? Whenever I found even some YouTubers here with some flirting of some small ladies, whenever they see going to pop onto the spot, they rush quickly because they know anytime you can find yourself onto the internet. But I don't have that. As far as you do what is clear, as far as you do what is there, and there's nobody who can come and talk about, oh, Gintu, you know, you should not talk about me. As far as you are doing stupidity and to the environment, whether you take me how many times to the court, whether you take me how many times to the police station, you're there to the circumstances you do. That is it. We shall not be intimidated and talk about, we shall not be intimidated. Hatuwezi tishwa. We should not be talking about, oh, somebody has to come and talk about, oh, you should be threatened, you should be fearful, you should be Gintu. My friend, go and ask my parents, will tell you who I am. Because maybe somebody thinks about, oh, Gintu, that's how he is outside here. Even at home, Amano goes on. They have to understand it. Back to the fish farm. We have to feed the fish, and we have to make sure that the fish are fed. Very meticulous, because right now it's a business-oriented momentum, and we have to get to the business mind always. And after every kind of the video, you should have a little bit of the learning about the business, because the business has to go on, and the fish farm is the business. Here we have very good feeds here, very meticulous, and we have to throw them at random, which is splashing them onto the water, so they can just take the shape of the water. You can hear now they are dribbling here. And you can see how water is now moving a little bit, making sure that everything is so fantastic and everything goes gone wood. That is the better. So I have seen a cup here, which we are using to withdraw much of water from inside this kind of the holes. And I'm gonna be using it to take this kind of the flour. It will be good gauge, Exactly. That will be so fantastic. So 2 cups each side. They should eat that for a period of 2 hours. They should have completed. That's how it is. They're gonna be coming a little bit short while. They're gonna be coming to dish. They like. And also this kind of the feeds are so expensive. And some people can think about, oh, the fish farm is very easy. Fish farm, you can see now they are just dribbling there and making sure they're going to be eating and struggling to get the feeds. So the whole fish pond. And I'll ever teach you about whenever you're going to be using this kind of the feeds, how the rate of feeding them, and how are they prepared, which kind of the ingredients. They can be made homemade. It's not a must that you have to go to the wholesale and get some of the it's so costly whenever we're going to be talking about commercial ones. But if you embrace on the local, which is what my father used to tell me, use the local material around you to sustain your sustainabilities, which is the best key value for the movement and also getting things done more meticulous here. There are 3 fish ponds here, both of them stocked heavily. Yeah. You can hear them from that kind of the far end, or they are just dribbling and they're getting the food. Very meticulous. The food is natural. The food is natural, as you can see it here. Yeah, the fish there now inside. Wow. You can hear them there. And it's a very rainy season right now, and we have to bear with the circumstances how they come. And the rain is raining too much, and also we have to make sure that we are dealing with the inlets and outlets. Talk about the outlet is here. We have to deal with it. We have to make sure that we are removing this kind of the dirtiness from here, so they cannot clog muchly, so the water can get a passway and get to the river more meticulous. So guys, I've fenced the whole area, and the whole area now is fenced permanently, and there's no much of intruding or doing any kind of uncircumphonious things. So there's no much of the cows again coming to this kind of the spot and doing much more terrible. So right now the fish farm is secured. It's only like I want to be building a store that I'm going to be storing my own fish farms and equipment and also tools to make sure that we're going to be getting the fish farm into another level. That's what we're going to be getting forward onto, as we're going to be subscribing, liking and sharing, as we're going to be changing the lives of people, and that is what we are having as a way forward. So keep it tuned, keep it locked, as I say thank you very much for you watching and also keeping in locked. We're going to be getting to the G Castle a bit and see what's going to be popping out from there and what is embraced there.